Hey, hi, howdy, how are you, folks? My name is Nallex, and welcome back to another League of Legends video. Today, we are back in the jungle playing some more Shyvana. I have been loving Shyvana recently, and I tell you what, you guys have been as well. The last video we had a ton of comments asking for more Shyvana stuff, so of course, I'm back at it with even more. This game, a perfect example of why you should absolutely never commit to a surrender vote, because every game is winnable. All you need is one good opportunity and a little bit of setup from your jungler. This early game I play pretty phenomenally. I'm pretty proud of the way that this early game goes. Once we get to the mid game though, we got a couple problems to deal with that we'll talk about once we get there. We're still doing our Raptors clear into another Raptors clear before we reset and buy our first item and be on timer for the Drake right as soon as it spawns. You've seen it before. Let's watch it again, shall we? So we're just scouting right now, making sure that nobody's going to invade our jungle. Luckily, our support is doing a very similar job of making sure that they're not going into our bot side. We know we're good to go. We know we're clear. Let's just go ahead and do our clear the way we know how to do it. Theoretically, we still got about 10 seconds before they actually spawn. But yeah, if you didn't see the last video and you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, this clear is a very fun variation on a full clear into recall. Basically, you start your Raptors instead of your red buff, because then once you full clear, kill the scuttle crab, your Raptors will be back up to take one more time. You can get 2 more camps done before your first back, have a lot more gold in your pocket, and be even more ready to take any fight that comes to you at the first dragon. It's very fun. I think it's very strong. I have tried it a couple times on blue side to not really satisfactory levels, and I don't know if that's execution on my part or the strategy is just way better on red side, but I'll try to keep an eye out for that and give you more information as we keep going. As we keep going through this clear, going on red buff, we're going straight to our wolves, then on to the Gromp, and then our blue buff. If you don't already know, you don't want to do wolves, blue buff, Gromp, because you want your Gromp and your wolves to spawn in rapid succession. You can clear as smoothly as possible with no interruptions. Level 3, we get our Q, standard stuff. Now, I won't say that I'm probably the best inspiration for how you should be clearing every game. I highly recommend you go to like Domi Some Replay or something like that and watch a challenger level Shyvana clear, because yikes, my mechanics are not great. I think probably my worst aspect is leashing the camp and knowing my damage, but these are things that improve over time. A little harder to just be like, oh, let me do it perfectly this time because I understand what to do. Muscle memory. It's all about learning what to do. Luckily, though, this time compared to the last time we showcased it, we are a little faster, so we don't have to use our smite to kill the Gromp. We can actually be basically on time for Scuttle Crab without using our second smite at all. If this Vi was going bot side, we'd be able to get that Scuttle Crab a little easier with this smite, and we're only, let's see, 2 seconds behind. It's walking top anyway, so how late are we really? Smite it right away, almost recall, because that's just kind of how your brain gets wired. Instead, we'll go mid, catch basically a full wave's worth of XP. Always nice when our mid laner leaves and we can do something like that. She will arrive eventually though, and we'll back up, let her get as much XP as she can. She already missed a little bit, probably better just to leave. As you can see, the enemy team is doing quite a bit of work on our bot lane, and pretty soon here, the top laner will be doing some as well. This is what many in the League world would call 3 losing lanes. Not the best spot for a jungler to be in, but as you'll see, even with 3 losing lanes, somehow we find enough priority to make some plays for ourselves. So, like I said, we clear our top camps one more time before our first back, and you'll see that puts us at a perfect amount of gold to back and buy ourselves both a pickaxe and a longsword, which is just exactly what you want to see. Bing, bang, boom. We're on our way back to the bot side. 15 seconds till the dragon spawns. We're going to be right around our blue buff when it spawns, which is theoretically basically right on top of it. If we didn't have to stop in mid to catch that wave, we'd be right on it as soon as it spawns, but there's always something that delays you just slightly from being right on that dragon. The good news is, though, Vi, being a gold level jungler, is not on the dragon right when it spawns either. So we can start it immediately. Our mid laner does catch us a little bit of prio, which is nice. But look, we don't need the help of any of our laners at all. We're just on it right as soon as it spawns, attacking it. Our bot lane's dying, but we know we can kill the dragon on our own just fine. We're not going to lose too much HP. As long as nobody interrupts us, this dragon's ours super quickly. And we're right back on the map. And boom, you see that? Our bot side camps are up. As we clear this Gromp and Wolves, our top side camps will spawn for the third time, and we can clear those super smoothly and have a bot to top sequence ready to go, and it'll be beautiful. But look, our team is having a ton of fights. We're already 8 kills into the game at the 6-minute mark, and where have we been? In the jungle farming. You do not need to be helping your team. You should not have that expectation on yourself. You're playing Shyvana. You're not playing, you know, something like a Xin Zhao that is going to be ganking very early, or a Jarvan that definitely wants to gank level 3. You're playing Shyvana. You want to farm. Because once you get to level 6, you can do things like this. Now you'll see, my opponent is not focused on getting objectives. They're focused on ganking top lane. So what am I going to do? I'm going to set myself up for a juicy little play here. We're going to hide in this bush, knowing that this is the next thing that Vi wants to do after clearing all of her camps. As soon as she jumps on it, uses her Q, that's our motive. Boom! We got on her with our ult, and basically this is a free kill. We can flash over the wall. Vi can do whatever she wants. It's not going to save her. She is dead meat. This is an awkward situation here. You'll notice I leave the Scuttle Crab at just a little bit of health, thinking that my jungle pet will kill it. Little do I know, my jungle pet is very interested in these grubs and does not hit that Scuttle Crab at all. So, a bit of wasted time, but it happens to the best of us, you know? Either way, we're getting 3 grubs and the first dragon, which we will definitely take. Now, once we kill this Scuttle Crab, we'll have right around 1150 gold, or 1110, a little less than I thought. While we do have the option to back, our topside camps are still up. You'll notice that I said earlier we were going to clear Gromp, Wolves, and then our topside, but because we went straight to the grubs, because our opponent wasn't playing the objectives correctly, we do delay ourselves a little bit on the camps, but because we're clearing one side at a time, it doesn't actually mess with our clear too much, and you'll see what I mean by that. I missed the little Krug. 15 gold down the drain. This guy should FF IRL. What is he doing? Just kidding. Getting the red buff. Nothing too special here. We're just farming up our camps, getting gold, and preparing to go back one more time before the next dragon, and have as much gold spent as humanly possible. You'll notice you hear a lot of enemy killing spree, enemies on a rampage. That's fine, we don't care. Our goal in this early game is to get all the objectives humanly possible, and you know what? As long as we do that job, we are doing a good job as a jungler. As long as our teammates can understand, hey, that's not what I do. I'm not a ganking jungler. If our teammates don't understand that, that's fine, we'll just mute them and go from there. Now here I am looking at this MF, seeing, oh, maybe I can use my ult to jump on top of her. I choose not to clear my blue buff, knowing that as long as I kill the main camps that respawn on the 3-minute timers, I don't need to clear my blue buff yet. I jump, the MF flashes my thing to get a kill, dies to her anyway. Bit of a strange play from MF there. I think she might have been able to get that kill without flashing, but I guess she didn't want to give me the kill specifically. That's fine, I'll take a scaling Senna any day of the week. But boom, once we kill all of our camps, that is when we back. We have no time left on our ult. We cannot help Diana here no matter what we do, so we just kind of watch her die. But boom, because we are farming so efficiently, at the 9-minute mark we have our first item. Even with Vi ganking and having a kill and 2 assists, when she goes back, she will not have her first item because she's not farming as efficiently as possible. You'll see I'm probably about 20 CS up on her. Yeah, it looks about like 30 CS actually. That's just because I'm killing my camps on respawn as often as possible. We're here on this dragon. We place control ward down to make sure the enemy doesn't know what we're doing. We tell our teammates to just go bot lane, go mid lane. We don't need their help. We just need them to help us sneak it. Got a little bit of a timer though, so we're kind of just hovering, just seeing what we might be able to find. A little bit of vision always feels nice. 10 gold in my pocket. A rampage for the top lane Akali. I think that's 5 kills now. But look, Vi once again walks in to contested space. I miss a point blank E like an absolute, you know, we won't finish that sentence. We did our best. That's what's important. But boom, as soon as the dragon spawns, we are right on top of it. We are hitting it as much as we can. We see Lissandra. We will, you know, try and get Lissandra to back up, not kill our control ward. But at the end of the day, we don't really matter that much. Or we don't really care that much, I should say. We are just hitting this dragon. If Vi does choose to come in and fight, we can win that fight super easily, knowing that we have the upgraded smite that she doesn't, because we've been clearing way more camps. We walk away. We do not need to continue fighting. I guess we will try anyway. But, you know, we're not trying to, like, get all up in their face. We're just shooting those empowered E's off wherever we can. And that's about it. Got an assist because of it, you see? Now here, the bot wave is pushed up super far, and they are all low enough health that I feel comfortable enough to just kind of like walk in the wave, hit it, and I've got my support here, so they can't stop me. Bunch of free gold and XP. Gotta find those where you can. You know, you're looking to power farm on Shyvana, but if there's a bot wave just kind of staring you in the face, you're kind of dumb for not taking it, because that's temporary gold and XP. Your camps will still be there once you get it. That's an unstoppable Akali at this point. You'll see that that streak does not end for quite a long time. I think by the end of it, Akali has 24 kills and 0 deaths. That's a pretty intimidating scoreline, but somehow, some way, a little perseverance and a little bit of rusties, you too can look like me and seeing that victory screen at the end of the game. Clearing our camps, but we see those grubs are up. We see that the other laners are not quite there yet. Maybe we can find an angle. I found an angle, that's for sure. We don't want to be tanking the grubs and Vi. We definitely don't want to be tanking the grubs, Vi, and Lissandra. So now we're just doing what we were before. I tried to smite. I think I smited early. It's hard to do sometimes, especially with those long range ones. And here we're just trying to steal them if we can. Luckily, I do believe Diana steals one here. Yes, very good by the Diana. Mostly luck, but we'll take it either way. We're backing up. We are not fighting, or at least we're trying not to. If our team's going in, we might as well. But we already cleared our bot side. We didn't start our top side, right? We're not starting a side unless we can full clear it, because we don't want to mess up our sequence. Messing up the sequence costs more than waiting to clear the camp until after you're done with whatever fight or objective you're going to do. So look, we're just continuing our sequence, clearing our top side camps before the red buff. That's something you basically always want to do. Focus on clearing the smaller camps, then clear your buff, because that means your smaller camps will stay in the sequence and the buff will spawn whenever the buff spawns. All right, we're at a spot where we have no objectives on the map to take and no camps on the map either. Guess what that means? We're recalling. We have 1,600 gold. Of course we're recalling. We need to buy some items. Great time to get the haunting guys as well as a control ward. Probably should have waited about 4 seconds to grab those boots, but hindsight's 2020. Dominating in the top lane. We finally take a look. 6-0. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. 1-6 on the Darius. Not his best play. Not his best game. You know what? Everybody has bad games. No sense in getting mad about it. You'll notice I'm not even pinging him. At least I don't think I was. Let's hope I wasn't, because that's a weird statement to make if I am. But, you know, it's not always his fault. Maybe he had a rough day at work, and he's just not playing at the top of his game. Maybe Akali's broken, and this guy's actually, you know, a, challenger Akali that's smurfing just to have some fun. We don't know. We can't blame him. We can only play for our own side of the map and just play what we can to win the game. 14 minutes in, we are looking for that third dragon spawning in about a minute's time. Looking to set up for it. Best way to do so is to get those camps. You'll hear me say it once. You'll hear me say it probably every single Shyvana video. Clear your camps, sequence them so that way they're easier to get. More of them are up at the same time. You can clear them. You have a wider window. If you clear more camps at the same time, your window to make a play is wider without sacrificing, CS per minute. That's the kind of concept we're working with here. So Look, my topside camps are spawning, but so is that dragon. You best believe I'm going to be on that dragon on spawn. We've already got 2 of them. Multiple members of our team are not doing so hot, so the best way for us to mitigate that is not to try and go gank their lane. That's a very common mistake that a lot of junglers make. There's a 6-0 Akali on my 1-6 Darius. I should gank to try and help them. No, you should not. That is not your best bet. Your best bet is to farm your camps, make the plays you know are safe, and will get you further and further stronger in the game. The Akali will be strong, yes, but if you can survive till 40 minutes, you're all gonna be full build. It doesn't matter how strong the Akali is, as long as she doesn't buy Mage Eyes. And you just cross your fingers, they're too dumb to do it. But I'm pretty sure she is. If we're doing hindsight's 2020, I'm pretty sure she doesn't buy it. We'll take those. But look, we just killed Vi right before the dragon spawns. A terrible misplay from her. That is a 3rd dragon completely for free. At this point in the game, we have gotten 4 grubs, 3 dragons, and we're feeling pretty damn good about our performance in the jungle. Is it perfect? Hell no. Will it ever be perfect from me? Well, probably not, but we're doing okay. We're feeling good. 2-0 and 3. Unfortunately, there's a couple of roadblocks gonna hit us here pretty soon. Mostly by the name of Akali and bad positioning in team fights, but we don't need to talk about that. That's not important. We're talking about getting ahead in the jungle and farming and focusing on objectives. Yeah, look, we're just clearing our top side now that our top side's up. Being careful because we know Akali's in the area. Trying to make sure we are out of her way as much as possible. If we can go the rest of the game without interacting with Akali and just focus on farming and objectives, and somehow she's never there, that'd be great. But we don't want to fight her if we can prevent it. But boom, our entire top side's cleared, our bot side's respawning. Great time to go back and grab the Leandri's Torment. While I'm doing so, I'm telling my team, hey, I'm not on the map. Please be careful. Don't fight. You've all been in solo queue before. You know what your team does. They get killed by the Akali. A little awkward. But, all you can do is tell them not to do it. You can't force them. You don't control their keyboards. Worry about yourself. You'll probably do a lot better if you do. Here we're looking for just a slight little angle on the MF. And also now at this point protecting the Senna from dying. We're trying to at the very least. Not doing a very good job of that. Mid lane is open here. We don't have enough camps to really justify full sending bot side, especially with the Rift Herald open. I don't want to start the Rift Herald fight in most situations here, but I don't mind responding to it. I'm stronger than Vi at this point. I believe she hasn't even completed her jungle item, so my smite is just stronger than hers right now. Put a little control ward down for some vision, as seems like we've got some opponents in the area, but we don't want to just concede it either. Probably would be a decent idea to concede it, but if we can stop them from getting it, it's also really helpful for us as well. Vi's down 2 levels and a lot of farm and gold. So Vi is not the problem here. We are mostly focused on the MF and the Akali pretty much for the entire rest of the game. Vi is a ult bot for the entire rest of the game, and that's all we really need to worry about her for. He says as he gets ulted by the Vi. Awkward. This was one of those moments I talked about where probably could have positioned better in the team fight and things would have gone a little smoother. Hindsight's 2020. That's the motto of today. It's a lot easier to make a decision post-game, but it's also one of the best parts about me doing these bot review type videos where I'm going through my thought process. I understand where I'm going wrong, and I can make better decisions. We'll see here in just a little bit on one of these next dragon spawns exactly what we're talking about. But my team is doing a good job of making trades on the map, and because we do kill the Vi, they don't get the Rift Herald. So I guess in some ways, some small ways, right, it's a 1-for-2 trade. They don't get Rift Herald, maybe it's a good death. Not because I played well, but just because it ended up being that way. But it's a good death, good on us, pat yourself in the back. We're doing great. Our camps have been up for like 2 minutes. I spout all this stuff about power farming. Here my is standing at the Rift Herald looking like a dumbass. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Senna's doing some weird stuff here. I don't know what Senna's up to. I'm literally like, what? Does our support player think that she can 1v1 the Akali? I guess so. She survived somehow. I don't know what Akali was doing to just let Senna just chill out there, but good for them. I'm playing defense here, making sure my team does not get themselves killed. And then I'm back on my camps. Senna wants to take the Rift Herald. Once we clear our top side, maybe that's an option we can actually do. Looks like it. So let's go for it, right? We are very far ahead of the Vi. That's the big thing. If Akali goes anywhere besides where the Vi is a non-problem on these team fights. We can just take the objective right in front of her very eyes. If Akali's there, we back up. That's the protocol that we should be running under at this point. Focus on trying to get that objective. If Akali and 3 members of their team are there, we just back up. But if they're not, like here, it's absolutely free. Immediately rotate towards that dragon. Not looking like there's a lot of opportunities here. You know, we see Akali in the area. We saw MF and Sona. We don't have all members of our team. Not that Darius is a very important member of it. And then Senna gets blown up basically immediately from a crazy play from the Akali. Senna then gets blown up, and I'm like, all right, well, that play's done. Now it's time to make a play somewhere else. All right, the goal is always to try and trade. If they're going to get an objective for free, you should be trading something. Now here, my best bet would probably be to just trade her entire top side quadrant. But instead, I'm trying to trade a tower, which... another one of those moments where, hey, maybe he should have thought that through a little better. Get away, though, thanks to the ult flash combo. A lot of distance covered. And then we walk back forward. Genius level moves, what can I say? I am gold, you can't blame me. I never claimed to be perfect. Not too many camps are up though, so basically when I discover whether or not it's a good death or a bad death is like, how many camps did I leave up when I died? If it's none, probably not the worst death I could have had. If it's 6, okay, you're trolling. You're absolutely trolling. Probably not as much as this Darius, but at least a little bit. At least a little bit of trolling. This poor Darius, 3-11 at this point in the game. Akali's 13-0. Bit of a problem in the top lane. But you'll notice here, right, where this is the mid game, this is where a lot of people are thinking this is an FF angle, right? The enemy top laner is 13-0, absolutely destroying our team. Why we don't, and why I would never FF in this situation, is because we were able to get so much control early before Akali was able to spread her pressure on the map. We know we can survive for longer than we think we can, so why not just stay in the fight? If Akali makes one big mistake, the entire game is over because we spent our early game focused on ourselves and not making Darius's lane winnable. That's the big thing. Now, I will not become some crazy hyper carry once I get 3 items and be the reason we win this game because I get a crazy pentakill, right? The reason we're going to win this game is because I had a lot of early pressure, early objectives. I played my farm smart, so that way, even though I do make a lot of bad decisions and die in fights that I probably shouldn't have even been in, I'm still relevant in the game because I've been power farming way better than this Vi, and I have the objectives to back it up. Now, if I was trying to gank lanes as a level 4 Shyvana, dying for no reason when I could recall and get my camps, then I would be able to say, you know, that probably wasn't the best decision. We're not doing stupid stuff like that. We're doing stupid stuff like fighting and dying, but not making bad decisions. For the whole of the game, at the very least. All right, so here we're just making a very simple call. We see Akali on the top side, killing our Darius one more time. That's a free Otacon, right? Where Akali isn't, that's where we want to be for as long as humanly possible. We want to avoid that Akali and just continue to scale, get our items, and get stronger. And then eventually, when we do fight her, we'll be like relevant and important and strong and cool. And probably really cool. I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny to say, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Clearing this wave because there's no real reason to give the wave to Senna. She gets more stacks from you getting the wave anyway. Definitely smarter to just take the wave. clearing our camps as soon as they spawn. You know the drill. So right now it's 25 minutes into the game. The very first Baron has just spawned. Akali is in the area, and we're a little worried about what this enemy team might be doing. But if they full send Baron, the best play for us is not to go in. Okay, we can't fight that Baron. The best play for us is to defend, try and get stronger, and then fight when we are. Because the longer the game goes, like I've said before, you're going to hear me repeat myself a lot here, but the longer the game goes, the less relevant Akali's 24 kills are going to be. Vi doing some interesting stuff to our Ezreal. Not much we could have done. And here, we're already in dragon form. We already have those power to use. We might as well just try and shove them into as many players as we can. If we can lower some health bars, that might just give our teammates a little bit of an angle to try and fight or survive a little bit easier. Boom. Once that mid wave's push, we're just in there, just getting that farm, getting that gold, doing what we can. This Senna does play really well. Senna's a weirdly, like, overpowered champion, it feels like, because I don't think she ever got super far ahead in gold or ever got a bunch of minions or kills, but somehow she's got crazy range and all this stuff. So I'm not saying that if you play support, you should play Senna, but it looks pretty strong. That's all I'm going to say. We're killing our camps. The dragon's spawning. As soon as dragon spawns, we're right next to it with our camps and our level 16. And for a moment here, we're like, oh, wow, an empty dragon pit. This could be our moment. And then we find the Vi. And then with the Vi comes the misfortune. And with the misfortune comes me ulting forward. Probably not my smartest move, but we do kill her. Then Lysandra comes from over the wall. Goes invincible for a little bit. Vi comes from over a wall. We kill Vi. So we get 2, but somehow our Diana died in the meantime. Our Darius died, 16 times before that. And so now it's just Ezreal on this dragon. Somehow he does manage to get them off of it, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. Ezreal, another one of those champions that even when he is behind, because of his mobility and range, he is super relevant and very helpful in these games. Here I'm telling Ezreal to fight the dragon, don't let it reset. He's more focused on trying to get another kill. It happens. If he hadn't let it reset, there's definitely a potential where he just burns the dragon down and we get soul, which would be awesome. Unfortunately, he's really interested in hitting these skill shots, enough so that he slows himself down just enough to get caught by the Akali ult and murdered. Trying to tell Darius what to do, just letting him know, nobody's around you. You should definitely try to split push if you can. Great way to get some gold back on the Akali, become more important as the game goes forward. We're rotating back towards the dragon, just hoping to see maybe if we can get an angle. This is the dragon fight that I think I shouldn't have taken. In a retrospective, I don't need this dragon that much, right? We already have 3 dragons. We've delayed the game. If we farm our camps here, or if we go to top side, steal Vi's camps because we know that she hasn't cleared them, it's gonna be better for me than just walking around this dragon pit and leveling up my ult while trying to protect Senna. I just get more gold, I get more experience, get more time, right? We don't need this dragon, and the odds we actually find a play to get this dragon are pretty low. And you'll see that happen here in just a little bit. So look, I try to go for a steal. It almost works. It would have been cool if it did work, but is it worth it? Is it worth it? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Is it more worth it for me as a player to get more farm, more gold, more experience, and try and fight later? Or do I need to force this fight right now? The answer, I did not need to force that fight. Probably should have just farmed and gotten stronger on the map. Even if I could convince my team, we can make the trade and go for Baron there while they're all on the dragon. Just an idea. But also, when you're in the moment and you're thinking, if we get this, we get Dragon Soul, you kind of zone in a little bit and you think that's the only play that you can make. Try and broaden your horizons, do as I say, not as I do. Look for those alternate angles. You don't always have to make the fight, especially when there's an opponent who has 20 kills and 0 deaths. You do not need to force a fight. You should not force a fight. Avoid them and just go from there. So we're 30 minutes into the game. No one's gotten Baron yet, but likely going to be on the opponent's next horizon. Darius dying one more time just to make it, how many is this now? 16? I don't know how many times Darius has died. I wish I could in the moment press tab to check, but obviously not as easy as it looks. There it is, 15 deaths from our top laner. And yet somehow we're still in this game, right? We are still very much so in this game. Team Gold, I would say we're still probably down maybe 6,000. But we're not out for the count. We're still in it. All it takes is one mistake from Akali, and this game is over. Look at how much turret pressure we've gotten from Diana and Darius split pushing. We are so primed and ready for Akali to make one mistake and just absolutely tear them a new one because of it. Positioning here, we're looking at the Baron, seeing if maybe we can make a fight happen. I end up making the call to actually make the correct decision and just clear my bot side instead. So does Diana, which is very nice of her to help me clear my bot side. Definitely didn't need the gold or the experience from killing that blue buff. Akali's in a weird position here. This is another moment where if Akali's not there, maybe we can make a fight happen. Fortunately, a flash route from Lissandra says a little differently. We use our ult there to escape the Vi. What is it called? I'm trying to remember what the actual ability is called. Basically, she just... Oh, cease and desist. I knew it. But yeah, we're trying to avoid the cease and desist by using the unstoppable of our ult. Akali comes over the wall and absolutely murks us a new one. You see, look, there's the surrender vote. My team doesn't think it's possible. How would it be possible? I say no. It's always possible. I've been watching too many ASAP shorts to surrender games that are actually winnable. And look at Darius. Darius is in the bot lane. Boom. I make a bad decision. I say, oh, maybe you shouldn't. I thought Akali would be on the Baron. No, Akali was on her way to Darius. So actually well played by him there. You know, smarter man than me. I definitely would have gone to try and get the inhibitor. But hey, good for him. Made a good decision for once. 18 seconds on my respawn. The good news is when we died, we didn't have any camps up. We can pat ourselves on the back at least a little bit for that one. Maybe we had our gromp up, but who cares about the gromp, you know? 3, 5, and 6 is our current, KDA. That's not the most impressive thing, right? It is, we're not playing out of our minds here. We played a really, really solid execution of the early game tactics that we've been kind of discussing a lot on the channel. But this mid game, we've really kind of just not been playing to our best. If we had made the correct decisions, I think we would be a lot stronger. We'd probably already be level 18, and we probably would have at least the Seeker's Arm Guard of our Zhonya's ready. So it's all about making the correct decision whenever you can. This is another really easy decision to make. If you see a Lissandra stuck and vulnerable, you know what you got to do. Make sure that play happens. I was a little worried that our Diana would get murked, but she flashes to secure her kill, which, good on you. Another dragon spawning here. This one's number 3. I think here I do actually make the correct decision and try not to get on it. Maybe. But yeah, oh, that's the decision I make. Yeah. Just pretend you didn't see that. I don't know what I was thinking. No one's quite sure. At least we got a Akali flash, silver lining. There's always that silver lining. Oh, not my smartest move. Might put a censored bar over that one. I don't think anyone needs to see me absolutely into free kill and a dragon over to the opponent. But at least our team is making good macro decisions, right? We're making trades when we can, which is really good for them. You'll see, I don't know what Zen's doing either. She dies to like 3 misfortune auto attacks, but we'll still walk up to try and get hers off. Team tried to steal it. I think that's probably not the smartest move by them, but hey, if they ever were able to do it, I would be pretty hyped. Darius is now in a fight with 4 people. How do we think the Darius is gonna do? I thought he would win. I believed in him. I've seen Darius's win that. Probably not this guy though. 3 and 17 at this point. All right, none of our KDAs look great. 8 and 11 in the mid lane, 3 and 17 in the top lane. I think it was 10-10 on our bot laner. It's just like, but we're not too far down besides the Darius. Everybody else in this game is a real member that can have a lot of impact. There's a little scary moment here though, as we're getting our lanes pushed in. We got 2 people still dead. Bit of a scary moment. We're not giving up hope. Never give up hope. It's always winnable. Defending what we can, using our ult to help clear the waves a little faster. Always a really good idea. Use that empowered E, kill those minions as quickly as possible. The Sona walks a little too far up. But yeah, we're playing some defense here. We're playing goalie. We don't want them to get into the goal that they're looking for. We got our Seeker's Arm Guard now. Let's go ham with it. This is a great item, especially in situations like this where you have to position perfectly in team fights. I probably should have gotten it a little faster than I did, but that's kind of reliant on me farming a little better. Might be worth it to wait to get my upgraded boots and focus more on getting that Seeker's Arm Guard. It's going to be so strong in these fights to be able to take some pressure, go golden, and let my teammates just absolutely demolish them while they can't hurt me at all. That's the theory, at least. Smite my blue buff because I'm selfish and I don't know. Don't take my blue buff, right? Yeah, at this point in the game, I do believe I'm close to 100 CS up. Yeah, very close to 100 CS. About 13 CS down from 100, so doing math there, that's 87. See, we got it. We know math. We're 87 CS up on the Vi just because of some of that early game control over those camp respawns. And we're just, you know, finding opportunities to farm our camps as well. Now this is it. The moment I told you all was going to happen. Akali made one mistake, went a little too far, had to go golden too soon. All of a sudden, she's getting blown up by Shyvana W and Shyvana E. I flashed on that guy thinking that the other 2 were their teammates because we had lost every other team fight. So I flashed into 2 of my own teammates thinking that I was gonna like make a cool play. No, they were already all dead. But look at that, Akali dies 1 time. Both inhibitor turrets are already down. We just need 1 wave and we're in there. We don't need Dragon Soul. We don't need anything. We just need you to not play perfectly 1 time. Can you imagine what's going through this Akali's head right now? They were 24-1 at this point. And more like 24 and the game's done, buddy. Let's go. Easy win. Shyvana's a great character. Play smart and you will be able to win even the games where your opponent top laner is 24-1. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.